Cultural relativism. Notion of individual's attitude, beliefs, and ideas based on the cultural context of his or her society. So, cultural relativism is an idea that says people's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are shaped by the culture they grow up in. This means that what's considered normal or right can vary greatly from one society to another. Franz Boas perspective. Franz Boas is a famous anthropologist who believed that human behavior is not determined by biology, like genetics or race, but is instead learned from the social environment and culture. In other words, Boas argued that people's behaviors and attitudes are shaped by the culture they are raised in, rather than by their biological makeup. Franz Boas used evidence to challenge the ideas of social Darwinists who believed that some races were inherently superior to others. Boas showed that many differences attributed to race were actually the result of cultural and environmental factors, not biology. So we have two perspectives on the origins of social institutions. The first one is Stages of Development by Morgan and Engels, and the second one is the Nonlinear Evolution by Franz Boas. So Stages of Development by Morgan and Engels means that each stage builds upon the previous one, leading to a more complex and advanced society. Some sociologists like Morgan and Engels believe that societies evolve through distinct stages of development. This means that each stage builds upon the previous one, leading to a more complex and advanced society. The stages of development perspective suggests that societies progress through a series of distinct stages from savagery to civilization. This perspective implies that there is a linear progression, which each stage builds upon the previous one. One of the key implications of the stages of development perspective is that it can be used to justify colonialism and imperialism. For example, European colonizers often viewed non-Western societies as being in an earlier stage of development and therefore in need of civilization or modernization. So the second one is the Nonlinear Evolution by Franz Boas. It emphasizes that societies can evolve in a unique and unpredictable ways. Others, like Franz Boas, argue that social evolution is not a linear process. Instead, they believe that different stages of development can occur simultaneously or in a non-sequential manner. This perspective emphasizes that societies can evolve in unique and unpredictable ways. So the nonlinear evolution perspective argues that social evolution is a more complex and unpredictable process. According to this view, societies may skip stages, revert to the early stages, or experience simultaneous stages. The nonlinear evolution perspective emphasizes the importance of understanding each society's unique historical, cultural, and environmental context. This perspective recognizes that societies can evolve in different ways and that there is no single correct path. Another important aspect of the nonlinear evolution perspective is that it highlights the role of power and agency in shaping social institutions. According to this view, social institutions are not simply the result of a linear progression, but rather the outcome of the complex power struggles and negotiations between different groups. So now, let's proceed to the evolution of the human social organization. The evolution of human beings has led to the development of complex social organizations. This process has spanned thousands of years with various stages of development. So now let's proceed to the stages of social organization. We have hunting-gathering groups, agricultural communities, and industrial societies. So hunting-gathering groups are the earliest human societies were organized around hunting and gathering food. These groups were typically small, nomadic, and egalitarian. Agricultural communities. With the development of agriculture, human societies transitioned to more settled and complex communities. This led to the emergence of social hierarchies, specializations of labor, and increased population sizes. Industrial societies. The Industrial Revolution marked a significant shift in human social organization, with the development of large-scale industries, urbanization, and new forms of social inequality. So we have factors influencing social organization. The first is the innovations. Technological innovations such as development of agriculture or industrial machinery have driven changes in social organization. Second is the changes to the human condition. Shifts in human population dynamics such as increases in population size or changes in life expectancy have also influenced the development of social organization. Band-level societies have characteristic and structure. Band-level societies, also known as hunting-gathering societies, were the earliest form of human social organization. These societies were characterized by simple social structure. So we have two simple social structure. The first one is the age, sex, and division of labor. And the second one is the egalitarian and non-hierarchical. So the first one is the social rules were defined by age, sex, and the division of labor. The second one is the distinction were based on age and sex, with no complex social hierarchies. So this division of labor has two also, the hunting and gathering and natural division of labor. So hunting and gathering men typically hunted while women gathered. While the natural division of labor, the division of labor was based on natural abilities and strengths. Leadership has two also. The first one is based on qualities. Leadership was based on qualities like strength, intelligence, and trustworthiness. Second one is influence, not power. Leaders exercise influence but not power over band members. Conflict resolution has two also, the rare disputes and no formal authority. Rare feuds between bands were rare due to their geographical distance, while no formal authority or mechanism for resolving conflicts between bands. And the last one is the decision making. So it has three. The first one is the consensus based, and the second is the participatory, and the third is the focus on practical issues. The first one is the consensus-based. Decision-making was consensus-based, where individuals would discuss and agree on decisions. Second is participatory. Decision-making was participatory, and all members of the band had a say in decision. Focus on practical issues is the last one. Decision-making focused on practical issues such as where to hunt or gather or how to resolve conflicts. And that's all. Thank you.